Hey everybody, it's Charles, your hobby hero, and this is the Hobby Heroine, my wife, who's going to be
Hi.
helping me kick off this new series. She's got a deck that she has built herself that I'm going to be taking, reviewing, and trying to upgrade it to its maximum potential. Now, I've got a lot of years of competitive experience, but I also know there's a lot of casual people who are playing this game who really want to build decks with their favorite characters or their favorite themes, but they really want them to perform as best they can. So that's kind of what this series is going to be focused around, building casual but competitive decks as they can be. So she's actually going to kick this series off by breaking down the deck that she has built. She's going to be talking about why she made those card choices, so I have a good idea of really what the feel for the deck needs to be. And then in a future video, I'm going to go through and kind of rebuild the deck with those intentions in mind to hopefully make it as mainstream as possible and get the best performance for her if she decides to take it and play it against somebody else. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump in and have her take it away.
All right, hi guys. So I am Kendra and I'm Hobby Hero's wife. I'm going to get started on explaining how I came up with my very first ever deck that I've built for any trading card game, as I am new to the whole genre of games altogether. So I really had no idea where to start. I had to ask Charles, how many cards should I have? I think I heard something about you can only have 2 colors in your deck. Is that right? So he did tell me the basics to start with. You have to have a minimum of 60 cards. So I kept my deck right at 60 just to go with that requirement. He said no more than 2 colors. And that's kind of where I went from there. And he said no more than 4 of one particular card. So from there, as I was choosing where in the world to begin, because while I have, favorite Disney characters, which my most favorite one is not out on any cards yet, and I don't know if she ever will be, but I am a big Pocahontas fan, always have been. So I wasn't really sure where to start on how to begin this deck, but I thought about just being a mom playing this game and wanting to play with my kids. I thought, why not start with Mother Gothel? And the card, also the other card to complement that, Mother Knows Best. I thought that would kind of be my theme of the deck is Mother Knows Best. It can be my Mother Knows Best deck. Give it that little nickname with the family. And so I thought that would be a fun place to start. So obviously with Mother Gothel, and let me see if I can find that on here. Mother Gothel and Mother Knows Best, that alone put me at choosing green as a starting place. So emerald for the beginning of building my deck. So I have Mother Gothel there on the screen. And then there's also somewhere on here, we do have the other card, the Mother Knows Best. That should be on here somewhere. And so that is where I started with. And then from there, I was trying to pick my next color that I wanted to use in the deck. So I just started looking through some of the cards, getting in. I think I started looking at the ones that cost 1 ink and just going from there, picking what my next one would be. And of course, that brought me here to Pascal, which seemed fitting since Pascal is already in the Tangled movie with Mother Gothel and Rapunzel. So I thought that might be a fun one to start with. I already do like the Pascal card because of him gaining evasive with another character, and in the short amount of play time that I've had here in the last week playing against Charles, it seems like those evasive cards always are really they always seem to get me on me not being able to challenge a character whenever I want to. I like comic books, just being around Charles, and he obviously likes a lot of comic books if you've watched his other channel, Hobby Hero. And so I've gotten to be more familiar with comic books, and I'm a Hulk fan. And so then I immediately was excited about the purple and green deck being my Hulk deck as well. So then I was set on the Amethyst Emerald would be my deck to go with. Now from there, deciding what cards to get, how many of each. I wanted to start with the ones that cost 1 ink. Just in playing with Charles, I know that it's helpful, to make sure that there's a good variety of ink cost, so that on turn 1 there's something out there that I can play. So I wanted to make sure I have those 1 ink cost cards. So I just went through. I looked at on the app. I just filtered out all of the ones that cost that were the right color and cost 1 ink. And looking at those, I knew I didn't want too many that were non-inkable cards like Maleficent here. So I tried to find other ones that I could start with. So that's really where I just there wasn't a whole lot of rhyme or reason to what ones I liked best, other than Pascal going with the Mother Gothel theme. So I did choose Archimedes, Maleficent, and Olaf here, and then as well as Duke of Weselton and Pascal. As I started going through, at one point I did decide on, let me see if I can find them here. I wanted Vicious Betrayal. And on that one, it says that if a villain character is chosen, they get an additional 3 strength, versus the card normally doing 2 strength if it's not a villain. But with that, then I decided to maybe try to look for more villain characters whenever I was choosing my cards. So that's the reason for some of them, was based on they were a villain and they cost the amount that I was looking for. So there we have Archimedes, and we have villain Maleficent, Olaf, Pascal, and then again a villain with Duke of Weselton. So same thing as I went to my 2 ink cost, I was looking for what might be helpful in that second turn of the game, something where I could have 2. And again, I was trying to go light on non-inkable cards because there were some higher cost ones later I wanted. I don't want a deck full of non-inkable cards that are just stuck in my hand with me not being able to do much with. So here I chose some. I got a mixture of villains. I had to have Flynn Rider because he went with the Rapunzel theme. I'm not actually sure. I don't think I even have Rapunzel in this, so it's not a fully tangled theme, but we do have the Mother Gothel theme going. So there, same thing, just picking ones that are in that 2 cost. On the amounts, I think Charles is going to be a little confused as to how I chose how many I wanted of a card. I just kind of tried to stick with 2 or 3 because I wanted to see how many cards I wanted. I think I did get to, when it was all said and done, I had 64, so I had to go back and take one off on a few versus losing 1 card entirely. So there's a lot more 3s on here than probably most people would have, or maybe makes sense for seasoned players. So then we went to the 3s, and I do have on the 3 cost a few of the non-inkables there. Rafiki is one that I've played in the starter decks, and always seems like he comes in handy. So I just really liked that one. Again, Peter Pan has the evasive effect, so I liked the idea of that. Now, some of the cards, I can't remember. I did want ones that helped me draw extra cards or put something back into my hand. So with Maleficent, cast my spell, I can do that. With the Maleficent Sorceress, I can do that. So that was one that I wanted for her ability specifically. And then there are a few cards in here. I think Rafiki is one of them as well. Yes, with the Rush ability. So Zeus and Rafiki both have that. So we're talking about Mother Gothel. So with Mother Gothel, what she does, while this character is exerted, opposing characters can't quest. So if I'm not allowing my opposing player to quest for lore, then that limits what they can do in their turn. There's a higher chance they're going to be challenging me. So that's why a lot of my cards, I did want to give them added strength, or to help them, or to do the rush that would allow them to challenge the other characters sooner. or the evasive where they could not be challenged. So with that in mind, with Mother Gothel, I thought those are kind of some strategies that I might need to build around. So that's where Zeus and Rafiki both have that rush, and then also with Zeus having that extra strength on the challenge. So then, yeah, I just wanted a couple of these cards here. Mad Hatter, when this character is challenged, you may draw a card. So again, if I am getting challenged, which I'm kind of promoting with not allowing the other player to quest, as long as I can get my Mother Gothel out there as quickly as possible, which she's a 6 ink cost, so that will take a little while to get there. But I do want to have those extra cards that I can draw. In this case, maybe be able to draw if I am getting challenged at least. And so I do have a couple actions in there, a lot of characters, because again, I just wanted to, as Charles explained it, go wide. I wanted to have a lot of characters on the board so that if I'm getting challenged, I still have characters out there that can quest, that can challenge. So I've got the Vicious Betrayal, which since I was trying to put a lot of villains in there, I did want 4 of that one. And then this Do It Again. Yeah, that was the other one that I knew would help me get cards back into my hand so I could keep playing this Vicious Betrayal, hopefully, if I can get it multiple times. Songs, I did want to have some songs. Again, Friends on the Other Side has helped me a lot while playing in the starter decks. So that's just one that I thought would be good. Draw 2 cards, another good thing that would help me in this deck, I thought. I did want to make sure that I had an item of some sort. So I went through just looking at items, and then this one also had Rush. So I thought, well, that goes with my thought process on having some of the Rush ability anyway. So that's kind of where I came up with everything. I have no experience in deck building. I'm curious to see what Charles says whenever he looks at this, and if he's just like, this is not going to work at all. Or if he thinks that, okay, I see what you were going with. Maybe we can tweak some things and make a competitive deck out of it. If nothing else, it'll be a fun one that we can play casually at home. Just like we have done with the starter deck. So I'm excited to see my first creation of building a deck. Kind of curious to see how it does stack up against other decks. And I definitely had a lot of fun putting it together. I didn't really know, with my lack of experience and knowledge in building decks or just in the set in general, how that was going to go. I think it's helped that I've done the starter decks and played with him in the last week since the game came out at Gen Con, and so that's helped me a little bit. But really, I think just having, for me, just, okay, I'm a mom, I want to go with Mother Knows Best, because why not? Mother Knows Best. I would like my kids to think Mother knows best, so let's see how she does and how Mother Gothel does in the game. And so, but just having a theme, something to work around, really helps to just give you a starting point, something to jump off from, and just take off from there. So I'm excited to see what he says. I'm excited to see what decks other people come up with, and to start challenging our decks in play, see how we all play together with those. But I'm really curious to see what you guys come up with and how you picked your theme, or if it was a certain song that you love that really was your taking off point, a certain character, or if it was just based on the colors alone. Can't wait to see what everyone else does.
All right, guys, so there you have it. There is her deck list and her thoughts behind it. Make sure you guys tune in for the next video. Hit that notifications button if you haven't already, so you can see kind of how we're going to break down this deck list. Make sure you leave some love for her in the comment section below. This is her first video that she's done, so show her some appreciation as well. Until next time, though, guys, Hobby Hero and Hobby Heroine out.